Bat Stacker. And welcome to Off the Cuff with Liz. You need to mash on that like button and stay tuned to Bat Stacker.
Welcome to the show, everyone. My name is Liz, and this is Off the Cuff. Off the Cuff is 1 hour of hanging out with like-minded individuals from all over the planet. Right on, right on. If this is your very, very first time watching the show, you have picked a doozy of a topic, I gotta say. First and foremost, like I do every single solitary stream, I need to say hello to everybody in the house. So I am going to start at the very, very top and say hello to each and every one of you. And if I miss saying hello to anybody, please, please, please do an @DiggingCanuck in the chat to get my attention, and I will say hello personally. So right on, right on. All right. I do believe right off the bat that my chat hasn't got all the way up, so I'm pretty sure I did miss the first early people, but here goes. Nick Molnar is in the house this evening. Thank you very much, Nick, as is Mike, New Hampshire Gold Prospector. Thank you. Y Gold Metal Detecting Adventures is here. Thank you, Y Gold. Mark Hunter, Mark Thomas. Oh my goodness, I apologize. Mark Thomas. Thank you, Mark, for joining tonight. Who else is in my house? I know I missed a whole bunch of people, and I do apologize. Ambient Girl Relic Hunter is here tonight. Thank you very much, Ambient Girl. Who else do I see? CT Relic Digger Josh is here as well. Thank you very much, Josh. Vance Booker. Give it up for Vance Booker. Thank you so much. Andrew T is in the house. Thank you very much, Andrew, for joining us tonight. Matt Gone Diggin'. Holy smokes. Thank you very much, Matt, for joining us this evening. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Right on, right on. Matt's here, everybody. Oh, and if Adeline is out there, hello, my little buddy. Oh my goodness. The Canadian King Coins also in the house tonight, as is Dennis Vlogs. Dennis, I do believe that is a new name for Off the Cuff. So welcome to you, Dennis. Right on, right on. Size Detecting is here. Sebastian 92 Finder. Did you see his recent video? He went detecting in the woods. A bunch of interesting people. Right on, right on. Who else? Discovery is also here. Detector Mo, also in my house. Thank you very much, Mo. The Jersey History Hunters. All right, let's give them all a collective dude. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. Who else do we have? Going down the list. Digging Deep Beeps is in my house. Thank you, Digging Deep Beeps. The Las Vegas Urban Treasure Hunter also here. Thank you for joining me tonight. Sully Saving History. Holy smokes. Gotta tell you, if you're new to the hobby of metal detecting, all you gotta do, check out the people whose names you see on the chat and check out their videos, subscribe to their channels, and you will learn a ton. Not only metal detecting, we have people that do bottle digging, dump digging. We have gold prospectors in the house. We have people that like magnet fishing, a ton of people in the house. Definitely check out each other's channels. Who else? Dirt Trolling Troy Carmichael. Thank you for joining me tonight. I really appreciate that. The Metal Sharks are in the house as well. Thank you, Metal Sharks. Ski Searcher. Hello, hello. Thank you for tuning in tonight. DP Dirt Fisher also here. My goodness. Tyson Conrad from the East Coast of Canada. Thank you very much, Tyson. Did I say Dane Anderson? I'm not really sure if I did, but he's also here if you didn't already know that. Coins for amateurs. Holy smokes. Chad is in the house, and probably Mrs. CFA is within hearing distance. I'm sure of it. I'm so sure of that. Who else? Out for a beep is here. Wow, we got a lot of amazing people in the house tonight. Scuba Sonia. Kemp Valley, Darcy also in the house. I think my list is coming to an end. Madison, Maine. Richie, thank you so much for stopping in. I think, just finishing up the list. I am pretty sure that I have everyone. I'm pretty sure I said hello to all of you. Like I said before, if I miss saying hello to you, at DiggingCanuck. And definitely, oh, what was that? Definitely do an at DiggingCanuck, get my attention. Sebastian, yes, you cannot go to a channel anymore from the chat. You can't do that anymore. I'm not really sure why that is. Are you kidding me? Oh my goodness. Canadian King Coins has just become an inspector. Welcome aboard, Canadian King Coins, and thank you so much for supporting the channel. Oh my goodness gracious, I wasn't really sure what that was. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. Wow. We are off to a flying start. Bender will be up doing a little, and I just want to say, Jersey History Hunters, you asked for this coming up. You asked and you got it. So get ready for Bender. He's going to do his retro. Wow, did you hear that? I don't think you heard that. I don't think you heard Bender. Something might be going on there. Skid marks the spot. Heart of Texas metal detecting, digging with Cruzy, Yeti Mountain Trading, the detecting zone, B&M, outdoor pursuits, holy smokes, iffy signals. Oh my goodness. Oh, you did hear it. Okay. All right. It's good to know. I can never tell. Oh my goodness. Down East detecting and prospecting. Oh my goodness. Now, we have an interesting topic today. We are going to be talking about the ethics of metal detecting in a cemetery. Now, you're all wondering, why is Liz talking about detecting in a cemetery? Well, for those of you that were not here, Bender is quiet tonight. Oh, I'll have to turn up the volume on Bender. For those of you who may not be aware of it, I'm just going to show you some pics. The reason I'm talking about this topic is that a couple weeks ago, I stumbled upon a metal detecting video. Now I'm going to show you some. Pictures that I screenshotted from the video. Now I just want to say, I'm not here to out anybody. I'm not mentioning anybody's names. We are not calling anybody out. We are not mentioning anybody's names. And as well, let's all be nice to each other. We all have different opinions on subject matters, and that is what makes the metal detecting community a community. We all have different opinions, and we all respect each other's opinions. Okay? All right. Let me share some of those pictures that I took from that video that I watched, and I'll tell you about the video as well. So, now, this video that I came upon was a kid who was metal detecting in a cemetery. Now, he said that he had permission to dig at this 1800s church. But when I started watching the video, I'm like, hey, this kid is detecting in the cemetery, which is abutting to the church. Now, this here is his shadow. That's his camera, his phone. This is his shadow. And as you can see, grave markers. We'll move on. You can see there's his detector. There's the graves. And there's actually a row of gravestones behind him as well. Here's a shovel. He's digging something. And here is it's a gravestone. He might even be on top of a gravestone, on top of a burial plot. I really don't know. And here you see he's dug a nickel. Dragonfly digs in the house. He's dug a nickel. And here's his hole, or the remnants of his plug, I guess, because it's flipped over. And here's a gravestone. I think there's one more. So here's the church that he had, the 1800s church that he had permission to dig at. And of course, it is quite evident that he is in a cemetery. Now, we talked about this on a live stream, a previous live stream, and I couldn't contact the kid because YouTube does not allow anyone to comment on a kid's video anymore. Comments are disabled. So, with the help of a subscriber, I was able, DMC coins in the house, I was able to locate the person on Facebook, and I sent them a message. So I will send you, or I'm going to show you the message that I sent this kid, because yeah, it gets interesting. All right. So this is, I'm just going to, I think there's 4 of them. This, I couldn't get it all in one shot. So I said, hi, my name is Liz, and on YouTube, I'm the DiggingCanuck. I recently watched a video of yours where you were digging an 1800s church. Now, it's always nice to say nice things about somebody, even when you don't agree with what they're doing or stuff like that. If you're going to be negative to somebody, you got to be positive as well. We can't always be negative. So I said, I think it's great that you have started detecting at a young age. I wish I had done that, but sadly I found the hobby a little later in life. Then I said, I shared your video with a few of my digger friends, and we all thought that perhaps digging amongst the gravestones was not a good thing to be doing. Further, I went on to say that there is an unwritten rule that we just do not detect anywhere near a cemetery. Now remember, this is a kid. So, I think I chose my words properly. It's a place for all those souls to rest in peace. It is quite possible. See, here I go. I'm lifting them up again because I just put them down. I'm going to lift them up a little bit. So I said, it is quite possible that no one has ever mentioned this before. With the comment section of videos disabled, I was unable to leave you a remark. Having said all this, I'm being nice again. Having said all this, good luck with your future digs. I am also a new subscriber of yours. And I look forward, I look forward to watching your YouTube channel grow. Now, I think we can all say, or I'm pretty sure that we can all say that I was being very, very tactful in that email. I was very non-confrontational. Okay? I think we can all say that. Well, I thought that was it for the matter, but no. This kid's dad emailed me. All right? I'm going to share the email from the kid's dad. And then we'll talk about the email. All right? This is the email from the dad. And like I said, I'm not here to out anybody, mention any names, or anything like that. Okay? So here is the father's email to me, which totally caught me by surprise. All right. Now, I have obviously blocked off personal information. Liz, my name is so-and-so. So-and-so's dad. I do not appreciate you messaging my 13-year-old son. Scolding him where he should or should not detect. And then he says, I have been detecting for over 30 years and have only detected where we have permission. Every place so-and-so has detected, he has had permission. Now, this is where I get like, it is not up to you. It is not up to you to to decide nor dictate where one metal detects. Now, this next part really got me. So it is not up to you to decide nor dictate where one metal detects, nor push certain religious values. Apparently I was pushing my religious values on this kid. My son and I are both Christians. He pulled a Christian card. Yeah. My son and I both Christians and know where souls go. Thank you. But please, in the near future, do not contact a 13-year-old boy. Thank you. Wow. What do you think about that? What do you think about that? First of all, he's pissed, and I'm going to use the word pissed, that I contacted his son. I don't know where the Christian part comes into that. I don't know. I am a Roman Catholic, so he better not pull the Christian card on me. But that has nothing to do with this. That has nothing to do with this. But apparently he had permission. He's a Christian, and how dare I tell his son where he cannot dictate. And on top of that, I should not be pushing my religious values on his son. Yeah, that's it. I have not responded, and I am not going to respond. I don't believe I'm going to respond. I believe I will just leave well enough alone, because I think it's fairly obvious that it does not matter what anybody says. When somebody pulls that Christian card, yeah. So anyways, that is the that's how this started. Now, apparently, some people think it's okay. I'm trying to read your emails. Does the church know as well? What? Oh. Does the church know as well where those souls go? I'd be contacting the church. Let them know their church is on YouTube. Yeah. The detecting zone. Liz, as a general rule, do not contact minors online. There was nothing sexual or confrontational or anything about that email. So I stand by my email. I totally stand by my email. I was not confrontational, and it's not confrontational. Now tell me something. Now, if had I asked a person the kid's age to send that email, would that be okay now? Would that be okay? I don't know. I really don't know. But I have a few more things, and yes, I am. Yes, you're right, Matt. I am currently responding. I am definitely currently responding. Just not in the email sort of way. And I couldn't respond to him on his video because comments have been turned off. However, there is nothing on Facebook that says that I cannot respond to anybody on Facebook. There is There are no rules or anything like that, because if Facebook thought it was a problem that an adult is responding or directing comments to a minor, then they could easily have turned that off because they know all our ages. So just saying, I did not do anything wrong. There is nothing whatsoever confrontational or anything like that in my message to that person's Facebook page. That's where I stand. Now, anyways, we're going to go a little further on this. We're going to go a lot further on this. But if at any time you have anything whatsoever, and I don't care if you're on what side of the argument you're on, if you have anything whatsoever to add to the show, contact me at Google Hangouts, hangouts.google.com, and then enter my email address, DiggingCanuck@gmail.com. If you don't want to be on the screen, you can send just a phone request or a phone chat. If you want to be on the screen, then absolutely send me a video request. So, like I said, if you have anything that you would like to say and nobody's here to judge, Google Hangouts, DiggingCanuck@gmail.com. I would really, really appreciate that. Now, having said all this, what exactly are ethics? What are ethics? Because we have to know what the word means before we can talk about them. So, the actual definition, the definition of ethics is principles that govern a person's behavior. So, principles that govern a person's behavior, or the conducting of an activity, okay? And then morals, because some people say that's your moral compass. Morals are an individual's own principles regarding right and wrong, how one personally governs his or her self. All right, so now that we know what morals aren't laws. They're not black and white, and that's why everybody has a difference of opinions. Now, so I went onto YouTube and I Googled, I guess I didn't Google, I searched. So I went on YouTube and I'm like, I wonder if anybody has actual metal detecting videos of being in a cemetery detecting. And I was only able to find one where a gentleman was actually in a cemetery detecting, and he was actually pretty pissed, and he let a ton of curse words fly. He was actually very upset that all the holes he dug in that cemetery, he didn't find one silver. So apparently it is okay in some people's books to be detecting in a cemetery. I know some people do it. Now, I also, because I didn't have too much luck on YouTube with metal detecting videos of people actually detecting on in cemeteries, over graves, around graves, and that sort of thing. I also checked out some metal detecting forums. Now, I don't know about you, but if you've ever been on a metal detecting forum, lots of opinions. I'm going to share you one post that I found on a metal detecting forum, and like I said, at any time today, at any time tonight, share your comments. It is really tough for me to read all the comments in the chat because my chat's flying by. There are 55 amazing people watching us tonight, so thank you all for watching and for joining me tonight. Now, like I said, hangouts.google.com. Send me a video request, a video chat, or a phone chat. If you don't want to appear on the screen, that is okay. But in the meantime, I'm going to share you this post that I found in a metal detecting forum, and it was about detecting in a cemetery. So here goes. It's a little lengthy. This person says, "Good morning, everyone. I have this question that I hope someone could help me out with. I live in the hills of northern Pennsylvania. There are a lot of old cemeteries in the hills of our small town that date back before the 1900s. I have metal detected a few and was always afraid I would get in trouble, so I left quickly after I started. What is, he asks, or she, what is the law about metal detecting in a cemetery? I read before, and check this out. This is how some people justify this. I read before that as long as you don't dig more than 6 inches, you're okay. I had a local police officer tell me no. I know a few cemeteries that will be promising and are sort of off the beaten, or sort of off the path, forbidden path, if you know what I mean. I may not get caught, but is it worth it? He's asking this forum for permission to metal detect, and it is quite obvious that he's done this before, and it is quite obvious that it doesn't matter what is told to him or what the laws are, that this guy's going to do it again. Now, I just want to share one example. Alex Loomis is in the house. Thank you, Alex. Wig TV also dropping in. Thank you. I'm going to share a response that this person received. Now, this person says, just go for it. Just fill the holes, obviously. Dead is dead. And what does it matter if you recover something from the ground near a body? They sure as hell aren't using it. And as far as moral concerns, that's all up to the religious nut who is too scared of ghosts or God to hunt in a profitable site. Do you believe that? Oh my goodness, seriously. That is what some people think about detecting. Oh my goodness. Oh, I'm just reading something. Devil Dog Adventures is in the house. So yes, the metal detecting forms. Now it's okay, according to some people, to detect in a cemetery, where others say absolutely not. Absolutely not. Now, the metal detecting code of ethics, which I went through a lot of different websites, and they're by and large they are the same. Diggers Down Under the Comic Shelf, Chef Neil is in the house. These people deserve to be grave robbed in 1,000 years. Their graves will be full of toilet paper. DP Dirtfisher. Yeah, profitable site. You gotta wonder where these people, their ethics or their moral compass. Yeah. Like I said, man, the chat is flying. It's really flying. Yeah, Dragonfly Digs. Yeah, she says her sister asked her the other day to detect in an 1800s cemetery. And Dragonfly Diggs said that no, it's unwritten rule that you do not detect in a cemetery. Yeah, Jersey History Hunters, who detect in the woods all the time, so that they come across small cemeteries in the woods and they would never detect them either. Brotherhood Metal Detecting, thank you so much for joining me tonight. Now, as I was saying, the Code of Ethics does not say, I could not find anything in anyone's version of the Code of Ethics that says, do not detect in a cemetery. But most of the Code of Ethics do actually start out with, check local laws regarding metal detecting before detecting. And that, I do believe, encompasses what we are going to talk about a little further. Yeah. Madison, Maine, those are the same people who hunt where they know they don't belong. Yeah, with headlamps at 3 o'clock. Gotta say, I read a lot of posts on some metal detecting forums that said, yeah, just go in the middle of the night and you'll be okay. Jersh, thank you for joining. He says that he has detected in a graveyard, not by the graves, but close to a hill where someone lost an item and wanted to find it. Absolutely. There are a lot of people that have actually done that, whereas people going to a funeral or whatever have lost items in the cemetery and have asked for it to be found. So that is totally okay. Heart of Texas metal detecting brings up an issue, and he says, I think it's okay as long as they get permission from the deceased. Yeah. Now, me being the former police officer that I am, I went looking for the laws pertaining to digging in a cemetery. And I just want to say that I could not find anything in Canada that says you cannot. It is against the law to dig in a cemetery. But the only thing that even comes close, in the Criminal Code of Canada is that there's one section that talks about dead bodies and that sort of thing, and it just says, and this is the closest I could get to anything as far as the Criminal Code of Canada, which is the law in Canada. It said it is an offense where you improperly or indecently interfere with or offers any indignity to a dead human body or human remains, whether buried or not. Now, I would think that for this to pertain to the subject of metal detecting, you would have to actually dig down and crack that coffin open and actually take something out of the casket. But this does not deal with digging holes and retrieving items in the dirt. As well, further to that, in Ontario, in the province of Ontario, which is where I live, the only law that pertains to cemeteries in Ontario is the Funeral, Burial, and Cremation Act, which does not say anything in there about detecting in a cemetery, but it did make a point. And this is a very interesting point because I have seen some people mention this, and it said that, and this is in the province of Ontario, and I do believe that it has to be the same in other jurisdictions, but this is for Ontario, and it says that owning the deed to a cemetery plot does not make you the owner. Instead, it simply gives you the right to use that plot. Think about that for a sec, because I know a lot of people have said, with that kid that was detecting in the cemetery, they said, does the person actually have permission? Did the people whose graves those were give permission, or the people that own those graves, I guess would be the family probably. Did they give permission to that kid to be detecting on the on top of the grave, near the grave, or that sort of thing? So, according to this, yeah, the deed to a cemetery plot does not make you the owner. You're just using the area. Now, and I can only speak for Ontario, and I'm only speaking for the province of Ontario. Now, in Ontario, cemeteries, and I'm not talking about the stuff that's out in the woods, because who knows who the landowner is, but people who detect in cemeteries, like in the city, on the outskirts, in the suburbs, and that sort of thing. All cemeteries, current cemeteries, they are on private property. So you would have to get permission of the landowner the company or corporation that owns the cemetery to be able to detect in that cemetery. How do you like that? So yes, I'm going to try and read some of the comments, some of the longer comments. DF Digger says, Liz, I'm totally against digging in cemeteries, but serious question. Does anyone know anyone know where the line is between grave robbing to archaeology? Fine line, and who chose the time length? There's actually some jurisdictions that say that, like when you own the plot, that you only own it for a certain amount of years, and after that, you don't own or have rights to that plot anymore. And that is interesting, and I think that that would actually be the case to those cemeteries, that neglected cemeteries, abandoned cemeteries that people find in the woods. So, yeah, who owns that? Who owns that plot of land? Who owns the land anymore? I really don't know. I really don't know. Does that give you carte blanche to go detecting in that cemetery that's in the middle of the woods? That's the gravestones have been like knocked over. You can't even read the names anymore. They're full of like vines and stuff like that. Does that mean that the statute of limitations is over and that you can freely detect there? I don't know. I really don't know. Like I said, I am hoping that some of you choose to join the chat today, as join the conversation today by calling me on Google Hangouts, hangouts.google.com. It's actually very easy to call into the show. So you can send me a video call or a phone call. All you got to do is enter DiggingCanuck@gmail.com. It is free wherever you have an internet connection. The bird dog is in my house. My goodness, thank you. Paul B says, I read in a Facebook group where this guy says he hunts cemeteries and bragged about it. Another guy went to his photos and posted what must have been his dad's grave and said, let's dig here first. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what to say about that. Yeah, I know there's some people in the chat as well that are saying that yeah, when you go to a cemetery and you're walking in the middle of the aisles, yeah, some people get like weird feelings when they accidentally even step on what they think might be like the 6-foot outline of the graves. Yeah, I do too. I was always, this has to do with how you were brought up in what your parents said to you, because we were told not to walk on people's graves. And it seems that some of you were also told that not to walk on, like, I mean, there's no laws that said that you're not supposed to walk on people's graves. But yeah, it has to do with, I guess, how we were brought up. I think I missed something. Detector Mo says, and now we're getting into like superstitious stuff. Detector Mo says, I always thought that if you detect in a cemetery, spirits would follow and haunt you for the rest of your life. Yeah, once again, it's the stories that we were told when we were growing up. Yeah, Sully says that he got within 50 yards of a cemetery and felt uncomfortable. Yeah. Some people really don't care. That's land. It's land with, like that other guy said, profitable location. Yeah. Let's see, what else? Dan Anderson says that he Googled frequently there are short statements in an ordinance that may make it unlawful to metal detect, or a permit may be required, or metal detecting is allowed but no digging. I don't know why somebody would want to go metal detecting and make the effort to go metal detecting and get a great signal and then not be able to dig it. Ooh. Oh my goodness. Dan Anderson. Metal detecting in a cemetery is not a good hobby image. Yeah, can you imagine like the newspaper getting a picture of that, and next thing you know, you're on the cover of the paper? Regardless of the law, never metal detect inside of any cemetery boundary. Weigold says it's common sense not to walk on a grave. Yeah, we were always told. And oh my goodness. When we were small and we used to go pay our respects to relatives at the cemetery, oh my goodness, you dare not, like, even like when we were small, like a dandelion or something. Oh my goodness, if my mom saw that we had a dandelion in her hand that we picked from the cemetery, it was like, slap the hand and just drop the flower. You can't bring home that flower. It's from the cemetery. Oh my goodness. Gone digging. I think I missed a conversation. Gone digging says, let's talk about why coins are left in cemeteries. He says that leaving a penny at a grave means simply that you visited. A nickel. Oh my goodness, this is a nickel indicates that you and the deceased trained at boot camp together. That kid had a nickel. That kid dug a nickel in that cemetery. A nickel. So a penny indicates that you leave at a grave indicates that you just went for a visit. The nickel indicates that you trained with the deceased person at boot camp. I guess that would be Army boot camp. While a dime means that you served with him in some capacity. Holy smokes, did not know that. Southern Relics said that the coins and trinkets that fall in the cemetery, no matter if it's a 1913 V-nickel, is going to rest with the dead and not like you cannot take them. Yeah, agreed. Matt goes further. So we learned about the penny, the nickel, and the dime. Now he says if you leave a quarter, if you see a quarter on someone's grave, oh my goodness. Wow, this is like seriously deep here. Check this out. Matt says, if you leave a quarter at someone's grave, you are telling the family that you were with the soldier when he was killed. Wow, I just had major chills. Just, wow, that is, wow. Wow. Did not know that. So if you see a penny, means you're just visiting. The nickel means you went to boot camp. The dime means that you served together. And the quarter, wow, means that you were there when the person died. Wow, that is really, wow. My goodness. Wow. Wow. Oh my goodness. Okay, Weigold gives an what if. Weigold says that if you stumble across a single grave, and he says from perhaps like the 1880s or whatever, out in the desert, oh my goodness, out in the desert, that is not marked whatsoever, he doesn't know what to do at that point. Do continue or stop? I'm pretty sure that if you encounter human remains, that you do need to report them. Pretty sure about that. Yeah, Randolph Relic Recovery is in the house. He says that it's hard for him to believe that a church, corporation, or any other cemetery owner would think it's a good business to let people dig. I know. I personally don't know. And this boy's father was adamant. You saw the email that I received. He was adamant that he received permission and his son had permission to dig in that cemetery. I don't know. Oh my goodness. Yeah, Darcy makes a very, very good a very good point. Now, the reason I was doing a lot of research for this topic. Now, the reason that I came across the reason why bodies are buried 6 feet deep, and that goes back to the plague long time ago, so that the bodies were down deep enough so that they didn't contaminate anybody or anybody else could get the plague from them. So that's why they're 6 feet. But, and Darcy makes a good point. He says that in Kingston, there's a former cemetery that is in a park nicknamed Skeleton Park. Was over 120 years old, and some of the bodies are only a couple feet from like under the ground, and that is so very true. Where do you draw the line? I mean, goodness, I don't know about you, but I've seen lots of videos where some people do dig to China, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but I've dug to China a few times to get stuff too. But what if you're out in the woods and you come across a gravesite that the body is not 6 feet under, it is like a foot under or 2 feet under. Quite plausible that can happen. Bird dog. Live Free and Dig is in the house. He says, I was out last week and came across broken pieces of slate sticking out of the ground. Gave that area a wide berth. Yeah, I do think that most of us would probably do that. And like I said, I'm not here to call people out. I'm not here to judge. But yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Las Vegas Urban Treasure Hunter says that he would bet there are many graves in the desert of Nevada. Just saying. Some of them were actually buried there. And some nobody knows about. Oh my goodness. What do you want to eat? Says, if it's such a big deal, why do they dig up all the bodies in pyramids? I don't know. Metal meddling. Gotta have respect for someone's relatives or ancestors. And all I can think of is yuck. Why would you even entertain the idea when there are many, many other places to go? Yeah. Yeah, and Jersey History Hunters, yes, and many people are of the same opinion. They say that I would be pissed if I had a family member there. No kidding. Can you imagine going to visit grandma or grandpa or great grandma or great grandpa, and some guy's digging with a metal detector there? What do you do? Wow, I really do think that I would I would not be as nice as I was to that boy in on Facebook. I would not be as nice. Oh my goodness, chat just flew. What's going on? Wow, I totally just yes. Bird Dog says where he grew up in Virginia, most bodies are buried virtually on top of the ground. They all had raised brick graves due to the water table being too high to bury. I actually watched a video yesterday about the same thing, but instead of it was a very abandoned cemetery. I think that some of the, I think there were like 1700, late 1700s, early 1800s graves, and they were all mounded. But on top, they were not bricks. They had shells on top of the mounds. Very interesting. Marty Barstall's Digging with Marty is in the house. Outdoorsy Gal O is in the house. I do believe I forgot to say hello to you. DP Durfisher says people leave tons of stuff for their loved ones at grave sites. He has also left coins. Yeah, unfortunately, he says that a lot of those items are not there when he returns. Yes, totally. Yeah, there's yeah. My goodness, I keep losing my chat. Marty says that he has permission. That is an old cemetery and a former church site. He says the church is long gone, but he has permission to do the former churchyard, but he's always stayed out of the cemetery. Yeah, morals, ethics. But just as we, those of us that do have those morals and those ethics, or that grew up with those morals and those ethics, there are a lot of people who don't have the same morals or ethics. So what can you do? Distance yourself from these people, I would imagine. Yeah. Oh my goodness, my chat keeps flying. Jim Malam is in the house. He says there was a curse on the King Tut's grave, and many of the people involved in the dig up of that grave ended up dead. There's some really good King Tut documentaries on the History Channel. My goodness, Indiana Tones in the house. Oh my goodness, what's going on? That is true. Scuba Sanya actually makes a point that not everyone can afford headstones. That is true. There are many more bodies in the cemetery than the plaques. Just because you're not digging next to the stone doesn't mean that you're not digging on a grave. Very, very good point, Scuba Sanya. That is a really good point. And even going back further, certain classes, and I mean like really going back, certain classes of people may have been buried in paupers, unmarked graves as well. So yeah, that's a good point, Sonia. I did not think of that. Oh my goodness, what's going on? My goodness. Oh, Diggers Down Under found a partially buried car covered in blood. Took pictures and gave them to the police. BC Treasure Trails in the house. Dano in the house. Madison, Maine. Oh my goodness, what happened there? All you can do is encourage these people not to... I'm going to say it. All you can do is encourage these people not to reproduce. Yeah. Steve Shepard is in the house. He says native burial sites are covered by motion detecting cameras, not far from me, and there are huge fines for disturbing the area, as there should be. Yeah. Oh my goodness, what just happened here? Wow. That chat is on fire tonight. Chat is definitely on fire. Indiana Tone, yeah, no kidding. Indiana Tone says there were 2 U-Hauls in a New York City in front of a funeral parlor. Did you see that? I saw the article on Twitter. They were full, unrefrigerated U-Haul trucks, full of bodies stacked on top of each other. Yes, talk about disrespect. Absolutely. Absolutely disrespect. B&M Outdoors says that all you can do is try to educate, especially when parents think it's okay. Yeah, in the case of this kid, yeah. I did what I had to do. I had a moral obligation, I do believe, to and I wasn't pushing anything on that kid. But yeah, apparently the dad thought that I was. Yeah. All we can do is, yeah, we can just educate, I guess, and it is totally up to yeah, totally up to everybody else. Metal Meddling has to go. Thank you very much for joining me tonight. Daniel says, hey Liz, hello. Oh my goodness. Straight Up Metal Detecting has joined. Says, sorry I'm late. That's okay. That's okay. Yes, Nick Cass says they are actually yeah, in what was that? Hart Island. They are actually digging pits. Digging big pits for mass burials. Yeah, just think about that in the future. Someone's metal detecting on that island after, you know, after most of us are gone. They're metal detecting on that island, and they, yeah, mass pit. Yes, very concerning as well. Thank you, Dan. Dan Anderson, thank you. You did the right thing, Liz. It's now up to the law in his town. This is all I could do. Yeah, this is all I can do. North Jersey detectors in the chat. You're funny. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Dirt Diggers UK in the house. I was watching his live stream earlier. Right on. My goodness. So yeah. Kemp Valley, isn't it supposed to be temporary, or is it a final burial? The pits that they're digging on in New York. I don't know. Maybe someone from New York can chime in. Are those big pits that they're digging? Are those temporary, or are those going to be final resting place? Yeah, you know what? And here's Digging with Cruzy. Like we were saying, when we were growing up, we're taught. We are taught by our parents how to behave, and I would hope that most parents were taught by their parents properly. Now, Digging with Cruzy says he was taught when he was growing up, driving by a cemetery, to turn your radio off as a sign of respect. Do you see that? Yes. Yeah. So many things, so many different things. And yeah, like we were taught growing up, when a funeral cortege, yeah, when a funeral court, like when you're walking or whatever, and a funeral cortege passes, then you bow your head. And being raised Portuguese, my mother would always say a little prayer for whoever it was that was in the hearse. And that's how we were taught to show respect for the dead. Oh my goodness. Oh, Nick Molnar. Oh, wait a minute. Is that the final resting place? Sorry, I just, somebody said something in the back here. Straight up metal detecting. Yeah. I don't know if it's, my understanding was that it was a final resting place only because, we still don't know, how this disease is passed or anything like that, and they really don't know, and that there's just so many bodies in New York City that well, obviously the funeral homes are stacking them in unrefrigerated U-Hauls. So my understanding is that is the final resting place. Live Free or Die says Live Free or Dig. In New York, those are the final resting places. They were not claimed by anyone. Seriously? Wow. 92 Finder says that a War of 1812 cemetery was abandoned and later turned into a park in Toronto. They put Queen Victoria's statue there, and it's a popular dog walking spot. Wow. That is, that is very, very disrespectful. B&M Outdoors says that, he says on a side note, the hospital where he works, the morgue is full. And what they're doing is they're taking the jewelry from the bodies, sterilizing the jewelry, and then returning it to the relatives. As I alluded to earlier, nobody really knows transmission or anything like that, so you just need to be careful. I think I might have missed something. Oh. Wow. Wow, there's some interesting conversation going on there. My goodness. Wow. Madison, Maine wonders how many of those were homeless people in New York? I don't know. The statistics here, and my goodness, we've digressed, but that's okay. The statistics for my area are that the vast majority of the deaths due to COVID in my area are from, I guess this is not the elderly care homes. I guess we can't say old folks homes anymore. But the majority of the deaths are from, seniors residents. I guess that's a better way of saying it. Oh my goodness. So, at least in my city, the homeless people are not getting COVID. Don't know why, but the majority of the people in my city, my area, like I said, the majority of the actual deaths, are from the seniors residents. The seniors residents in my area are just absolutely going crazy with COVID deaths. What's this? Interesting. Weigold says there's a park in San Diego that was a cemetery previously. From the early 1900s, the bodies were relocated somewhere else, but he still will not dig in that park. Straight up metal detecting. Yes, nursing homes, senior care centers. Got Relics Rhode Island has joined us. Thank you. Long-term care facility. Yes. I do apologize for calling them what I did. I really, really do. I apologize for that. Nick says yes, the same as in his town as well. Yeah. The street people, the homeless people, they're not getting sick in my area. Yeah. Okay, let's see. All right. Yeah, Scott Relics, Rhode Island says, rest in peace to all the people that have died from this virus. It is sad. It is truly, truly sad. I think I have exhausted my I think I've exhausted my subject. I just wanted to say that I truly believe. Now, I don't know who is going to watch this watch the replay, if anyone, but I just want to end this segment by saying that I felt it was someone's responsibility to at least make that kid aware of what he was doing. So I did. Now, as far as the dad emailing me, I really, really don't care. But all those things that he said in his email that I did, I did not do. I did not push my religion on anybody. I did not tell his kid where or where not to. And I certainly did not scold anyone. Now, with that being said, like I said in the onset of this, I am not here to out anybody. I'm not here to name anybody. And anyone watching, if you have opposing views to any of the comments that I made or shared with you, that's fine. That's how we roll. We all cannot agree on the same things. That's what makes us individuals. We were raised by different people. We all have different morals and ethics, and that is the way things go. However, I will end this by saying, if I drive by or see anyone detecting on a cemetery, I will have a little chat with them. I will not tell them not to dig there because that's not what we do. But I will definitely have a chat with somebody. I will not scold them and I will not push my religion on them. But yeah, I do believe that, and a lot of us, if you see something wrong, you're going to call somebody out. That you feel is wrong. You're definitely going to call someone out. Like I said, I felt that I had to do that. I felt somebody had to do that. So I chose to do it. So that is that. Thank you all very much for joining me tonight. It was an interesting topic. Next time I ask someone or I ask you to call in, please. Please step out of your comfort zone and call into the show. It's a call-in show. That means someone has to call me. Oh my goodness. Join me this Sunday for Coffee with Liz, where my very special guest is going to be none other than Meryl from Metal Detecting New York City. It is going to be, I think, an absolutely crazy, crazy show. I think I have met my match. Oh my goodness. Dragonfly Digs. All right, let's do it. Let's do it. Ready? Ready for Bender? Let's do it. Digging with Deej. Deej, I'm just about to sign off, but I appreciate you joining. Oh my goodness, where's Bender? Little Blue Chicken is saying, thank you. Boom! Dragonfly Digs. Thank you very, very much for that. Thank you. please, if you are out and about, I know that a lot of shops, Costco in the United States and Canada will be instituting mask policies. If you want to go into Costco, you are going to have to wear a mask. So yeah, everybody out there, if you can find a mask, get a mask. Protect yourself, because like until they get a vaccine, I think this is gonna be with us for quite some time. Please be safe. Remember, 6 feet. Get away from me, 6 feet. And let us all be safe so that when this mess is all over, we can get out there, we can detect with our friends, and yeah, we can save some history together. That is going to be it for me today. I thank you so very much for joining me tonight. A little bit of a controversial topic, but hey, I don't mind tackling those. Take care, everyone. And what am I trying to do here? I'll see you all on Sunday for Coffee with Liz and Meryl. Have a great night. Thank you so much for joining me. Get your official Digging Canuck merchandise at Teespring. Mugs, t-shirts, hoodies, and more. Remember that every purchase you make helps to support the channel. Check out the link in the description down below.